when you have the first half the way that Grimsby did against Oldham, uh, it's what can happen. What am I talking about? Obviously, I'm here a few hours after the final whistle, just to sort of compile my thoughts. Really, disappointing as the Mariners fall to a 1-0 defeat at home. Away, sorry, to Oldham. And I just saw something come across the window there. Yeah, it was a disappointing game in all honesty. Poor game as well. If we look at the team that David Artell went with, it was a team with 3 changes. Obviously, one was enforced. Obviously, Terrell says Fleming came in obviously for the injured Charles Vernon, and we also had Sweeney as well came in alongside Tory as well came in for the game, and Kasori and Sweeney, of course. So it was Sweeney, Cyrus Fleming, and Kasori. But only 3 changes. I saw someone or some people were saying, why so many changes? It looked like players hadn't played together, and I agree with it as well as disagree. If we look at the first half, the actual team was this. It was Jackson Smith, Harvey Rogers, Maldini Kasori, Cam McJanet and Jaden Sweeney, Geza Tory, George McEachran, Dara Burns, Kieran Green, Terrell Sellers Fleming, and Jude Sunsup Bell, which I was surprised, but at the same time not surprised because of how well Jude actually played against Bromley. I think he went for a similar kind of way and sort of kind of shape. You got the big burly centre backs in Daniels and Mont for Oldham, and they're probably thinking we need the pace up there. But to be completely honest, the first half was the best way to put it was dire from all ends, all sides. The game was just absolutely shit. There was no rhythm. Our passing was non-existent. We didn't look comfortable from the minute we kicked off. Nothing felt right. The team felt out of balance. It felt like the players didn't know what the jobs were. And I'm going to do this review in a slightly different way because the first half there was really nothing to speak about. We can go straight to exactly the deciding factor, which happened in the last 10 minutes of the game when Josh Hawkes scored the late equaliser from a quick break from, I think it was one of our corners, and he got a quick break on, and Ollie Hammond played the ball through to Hawks, combined with him well, and from the edge of the box, and put it past Jackson Smith. But the reason why I've gone straight to their goal is because the first half there was nothing to really report. It was poor. Oldham were poor, Grimsby were poor. It was there was no rhythm. You would say out the two teams that Oldham were the better side first half. They just, they got the crossfield balls right. They got the. They just knew what they were, and even though they didn't really put Jackson Smith under really any pressure that first half, neither did we. We didn't put their keeper under anything. Kasori did fine. Sweeney did okay in the first half. But really, I have to say, Sellers Fleming was appalling, really. And I don't like picking out individual players. I hate that. But so was Burns. So was McEachran. McEachran was so off it. Probably one of the worst performances I've seen of definitely first halves of all the players, really. Jude just wasn't in the game. Jude Sunset-Bell wasn't in the game. Tried to play the direct balls. Oldham's pitch is very, very tight. It's a very, very tight pitch. And there was no talk about width, because for that first half we didn't make any width of it, to be completely honest. And I wouldn't say we were fortunate to go in level at half time, because there really was nothing. In the second half, though, it was much improved. The right changes were made by David Artell. Andy Cook came on, Jamie Walker and James Cabier. They were the main three for the bulk of the second half. And once those three lads came on, we looked different. We looked more like we knew Andy Cook held the ball up great. He tried to do a sneaky little back heel at the back. Really good. Jamie Walker, again, what a man. He had our best chance actually in the second half, around about 70 so minutes, where he smacked the bar and really should have gone in. Any lower and it would have been in. Jays looked far more comfortable on the wing than Terrell did in this occasion. He tried to take on the wing backs, and Robson and that lot, but the passing was sloppy. From both sides, it was. You would have thought it was two very, very poor sides, and it was, and the quality in it was woeful, absolutely woeful. And apart from their goal, of course, a good break. Burn's no crossing. When the crosses did come in, they were sort of over everybody. They were always long. They were. It's the most out of sync I've ever seen Grimsby down this year, really, where if we'd have got a point, you'd have taken it. But I basically said if we started the team that we finished the game with, we might have got something. Andy Cook made more of an impact than Jude does. Now, it's not me knocking Jude Sunset-Bell. I'm not knocking him. I've seen a couple of people knock him, and I'm going, but it worked against Bromley. So some people said he, was rubbish, but he did well against Bromley. He tried to do something similar today, and it didn't work. And you've got to call out when, to be honest, David Artell got it wrong. He got his team selection, he got it wrong. Yes, we were fine, as he said in his post-match, we were fine without the ball, apart from Kusori's mistake. If you notice, if you were at the game or you watched the game, you're able to see the game from overseas. Kusori, like I said, really did well throughout the game, really. But it was the one mistake. He didn't see the guy coming in behind him. He was put his arm for offside, trying to play offside. Didn't see Hawks coming in behind him, and it was a simple ball by Hammond which got them the goal. But I mean, apart from that, Kusoi was okay. Sweeney didn't really put a foot wrong. You can't really blame Jackson Smith for the goal, but you just have to say that Artell got it very, very wrong today. You can't blame him for bringing Serge Fleming in. I think that was the most natural choice. You could have bought Malazone, I guess. But Malazzone's been sort of like out in the cold in recent weeks. And it was... we got what we deserved, which was really nothing. Oldham got more than they deserved in the aspect that they were just as poor. But fair play, their goal was good and got it in. Player I think I'd give man of the match to for us would either be Sweeney or even McJanet. But second half, we seem to be afraid to put a cross in as well. I noticed today. Our crosses was god awful. There was a lot of confusion, it looked like. There was a few free kicks that we had in the second half where and we're looking at a situation where McEachran was shouting over to the bench, as if to go, what do we do with this one? What do we do? And it's like everyone looked basically like a lost sheep. Everyone just looked lost. No one knew what their jobs were. It felt that way anyway. It was like this, and Artell said it in his post-match, this wasn't us. You can say yes, obviously missing Vernon, but we were bad. This is probably one of the times where, like I said, everybody got it wrong. He should have started Andy Cook, but hindsight's a wonderful thing when you can look back on it and go, well, he should have done this and he should have done that. I know why he played what he played. I know why he did what he did, but I would have played Andy Cook due to the fact of having Daniels and Mont there. having those two, um, you know, burly centre backs, and I keep saying this, I know Artell goes about, that we like to be a fluid team, like to score goals from all over the place. He doesn't like relying on uh, uh, an out number 9 per se. Today, we did need Andy Cook in from the start. When Andy came in the second half, it was a good battle between him and Mont, really. It was 50-50 as to, at the end of it, as to who got the better of who. And I always say, if you're asking Jude to play that hold-up role regularly, he's not a hold-up striker. Don't get me wrong, he did well against Bromley, but I basically say, if I was to rate everybody, no one was better than a 5. Nobody was better than a 5. Everyone had an off day, really, apart from the few players that I did mention, mainly at the back, that had decent games. But obviously, when you bring Walker on, and you bring Cook on, and you bring KB on, you're thinking, yeah, that they're good changes. And one thing you've got to say is you've got to give Oldham a lot of credit. They're unbeaten now in 7, I believe, and again they made it so frustrating. And like I said, we have to call it out that today the manager got his team wrong. He should have played Andy Cook. He should have played Jamie Walker. He should have played James Cabia. Easier to say that afterwards, because people could have come in and done a blinder. That is probably the worst game I've seen of Darrell Burns as well. But like I said, nobody was really good. Nobody was standing out as in, they had a really, really good game. No one did. We were poor from start to finish. The game lacked quality all over the place, and it was one quick break that Oldham got. That was it. There was nothing in it, really. There was nothing in that game at all. But no, you have to call it out. Artell got it wrong today. He got it absolutely wrong. He brought Staunton on late with 4 minutes to go when he probably should have made that change. Probably 10 minutes before he did. Jaden really, really tried, but there was nothing really going in the box when it did. It didn't fall for anybody, it didn't land. We had, like I said, one of the real chances. I think it was where Greeny turned, spun on it and shot, but it was saved by their keeper. And it's a game where we drop points where you say, well, if you're going to really do anything, you can't drop points to Oldham. Anyone can drop points to anybody. But it just seemed too easy for Oldham in regards to the way they broke quick and the way that we made it look like their goal was just too easy. But it was an off day. It was an off day for the lads. Like I said, the coaching team and David Artell got it wrong. And I don't think they can argue and say they got it wrong. At the end of the day, the result indicates they did. You don't usually get those sort of performances from Greeny, really, or McEachran or Tory, where they struggled to find consistent passes together, which isn't like us. Coming out of that, obviously during the post-match, David Artell was asked about the possible international postponement. It looks like some people heard that Giza could be going with the Faroe Islands. So will the game be called off? It's supposed to be the Chesterfield one on the 28th. It doesn't have to. I think if you want the game to go on, it can. I don't think there's anything to say you have to postpone a game with. Apparently, Artell said it was with one player. Well, I've never known just one player go away on international duty, even in the lower leagues, and then the game gets called off. I have known if there's 3 players, which of course, congratulations to Judson Bell and Clark Adore. We believe, or people believe that Tory will be the next one. There's a possibility of Kasori. Can I see the Chesterfield game being moved? You don't want it to, because you haven't got that long to rearrange it. You've only really got a month to rearrange that game. Really, I think if it's Kasori as well, I think he will. I think we will. Hoping not. I don't think we need to, but it may be postponed. Chesterfield, so just keep an eye out. According to Artell, they are having a meeting tomorrow about it, and obviously we'll find out. Because if they do, he seems to believe they have to give Cambridge about a week's notice if it is going to get called off because of international call-ups. We'll see. We'll see on that one. So keep your eye on Grimsby Town social media, and if I hear anything or see anything, I'll bring that to you as well about the state of that. But I digress. I'm disappointed. I was fuming after the game because that wasn't Grimsby out there. To be honest, you can say, you miss Vernon, which we did. It looks like Vernon could be out for a couple of weeks, few weeks maximum. But I don't blame Artell for bringing Sellers Fleming in. I don't blame him for that. He made the right choice by doing that. He could have brought Justin in, but that would have been probably the only other one that he could have done, really, with Justin being a natural winger, but usually not on that side. But it was a game, ladies and gentlemen, where Town just got it wrong. They got it wrong. And again, you've got to learn from those type of errors and mistakes as a team. So if we look quickly at what the league table was, the Mariners lying 8th, 3 points outside the playoff places. Also being joined by Crewe and Walsall. After Walsall beat Crewe earlier, so that closes that up. A 3-point gap to obviously Chesterfield, who got a big win over Notts County in the lunchtime kickoff. And Artell did say, we're still in a good position. If we win the next 2 games, this game will be forgotten. We've got Fleetwood and Barrow to come. And again, I always say after a defeat, it's how you respond to it. Defeats happen. It's how you respond to the defeats. So, we're we're going up against another decent side in Fleetwood. Yes, they're in 14th place. No, they're not actually out the running of possibly making a late charge for the playoff places. But, you know, it's... I think everyone needs to sort of take tonight, maybe even take tomorrow, just, you know, compose ourselves and go again Tuesday night. Obviously, I'll be there at Blundell Park. I will give you a preview for that coming on Monday. So the preview comes on Monday. So do hit that bell button and I'll let you know when that gets uploaded live on the channel. But yeah, it's about not getting carried away and just going. It's one of those games where 3 or 4 people, as Artel said, had an off day. And in work, we can all have off days, you know. We can all have off days, and I think today was just one of them. And fair play to Oldham. There's a reason why they give away the most fouls, but there's a reason why they're pretty much the best defence in the division. Pretty close, or second best defence division. They are a tough nut to crack, and again it proves, you know, as apologies about the preview not coming. I've not been well this past week due to a head cold, so but it was sort of it's like our battles with Oldham, really. There's never much in them, and there wasn't again today. It was one good break by Oldham, and that was it. So, if you did go to Oldham, leave me your thoughts and your comments. And how do you feel now, a few hours after the game? How do you feel now that the dust has settled a little bit? I still think we're in a very good position. I still think if we end the week with 2 wins, I think the draw with Oldham, the loss to Oldham will probably be forgotten. But let me know what you guys think down below. I'll be intrigued to know what you guys think. Are some of you doom and gloom? Are some of you guys still positive like me, really? I mean, you know, it's a loss. It's our second loss in 15. Come on, guys. I mean, honestly, can we really knock that? Yes, it's disappointing because we could have gone back in the playoffs via goal difference if we'd have won that. But it is what it is. But Artel definitely got it wrong today. And the players didn't do themselves justice, you know. And I won't accept the fact that just because we could be without Chaz for a couple of weeks, you know, you need to do better than that. But it's not the end of the world. I think this playoff push could go right to the wire. What I also will do Monday, I've got 2 videos coming. One obviously will be the preview for Fleetwood, but also I will be doing a running video where I'll take you through the videos. I'll take you through the final 10 fixtures of Grimsby Town. So do, like I said, hit that bell button. And that will let you know when I upload those 2 videos. So you've got the preview for Fleetwood coming and the running video coming as well in the next couple of days. So I'm going to hit that bell button and share, comment, like, subscribe. Hit the comments down below and tell me what you thought about the game. We're obviously all gutted. But we have to dust ourselves down again and go for the game against Fleetwood. Until then, guys, I will see you definitely for the preview for Fleetwood coming on Monday, and also that the video about the running as well coming this week as well. So in the meantime, guys, it's always a pleasure. Like, share, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, guys, up the manners, and let's not get too down, shall we? Let's just put this one down to a bit of a bad day at the office. We move on and we go and get a result, hopefully on Tuesday. Until then, I'll see you soon. Ta-ra for now. Bye-bye. Up the Mariners. Don't forget to be positive. It's just a blip. I'll see you soon. Ta-ra for now. Bye.